In this video, we're going to talk about simple products to complex products. Basically, what's better, regardless if you're building a tech startup or a web application or any kind of business for that matter. What is better, a simple product or a complex product that has a ton of features, a bunch of functionality, does a bunch of different things? So to make a point, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about the early days of Snapforce. When we first launched the original version of Snapforce, we had a great sales team in place, a good infrastructure, and we were growing pretty quickly. Now, the customers in the early days of Snapforce mostly came from ex-Salesforce customers. Early Snap customers were really ex-Salesforce customers or Salesforce users. And this is primarily because Salesforce at the time was so expensive. Now, I think it still is expensive, but the point is, back then it was really costly. And we used to have tons of Salesforce customers coming over to us and telling us, these stories about how to configure Salesforce. They would have to spend 30, 40 grand sometimes with these outside consultants and all this kind of stuff. So we had a lot of success early on, growing our user base, and the majority of those early customers were Salesforce users. The problem was, because they were coming over from Salesforce and they spent all this money configuring their Salesforce system, they needed to, or they wanted to have those same types of features when they came over to Snapforce. So instead of telling them, no, we don't do all these, other things, we would capitulate a lot of the time. And we ended up, becoming, after a few years, becoming a cheaper version of Salesforce, which is not what we wanted. So we ended up pivoting. We made a decision that we had to change the course, change the product, and we rebuilt the product from scratch. Now, ask any entrepreneur, any startup, any founder, pivoting in business is one of the hardest things that you can do, but it was absolutely necessary in our case, and it turned out to be the best thing that we ever did. Now, the reason for that is simple, because when you have a product that's very complex, it has a lot of moving parts, it is almost impossible to master every single one of those features, all of the different areas of the product that you're offering. So instead of trying to do that, what we ended up doing was going back to the original vision of Snapforce, which was a simple sales-oriented CRM, like an automated CRM platform, essentially. And, you have to remember, we had a large customer base at this time. So we knew what our customers loved and the stuff that they were having problems with. So that's where, our decision came from. And also, after we did this, we got tons of, fantastic feedback, and we've been doing it ever since. So again, I think you guys know where I stand on this question. Simple versus complex. In my opinion, simple is definitely the way to go. So anyone out there who's in a similar position, who's thinking about launching a new tech startup or something like that, if you have a simple product that solves a singular problem, in my opinion, you will be successful. Thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. I'll be happy to make more videos like this. Thanks a lot.